Hello there, welcome to Muhammad Ali Travel YouTube channel. My name is Vlada and I am from Ukraine. And today I would like to share my story, to share how I managed to escape from Kyiv, from the war between Russia and between my country, Ukraine. So I'm 24 years old. For the last 7 years I lived in Kyiv. I studied there and I worked there, I lived there, and I was planning to spend my life there, to raise my kids, my future kids there. So by my professional, I'm a marketer, and right now I'm working in digital marketing. I do have my boyfriend, and my life before the war was amazing. I finally decided that I don't want to live anywhere except Kyiv, except Ukraine. With my boyfriend, I planned to build our lives in Kyiv, to buy an apartment there after a few years, to raise our future kids there, and to work there. I travel around the world. I lived in India, I lived in Europe, in Riga, Latvia. I lived in Bulgaria, and I have been in Spain, in Italy, in Sweden, in Austria, a lot of nice countries, but my home is Kyiv, my home is Ukraine. So on 24th of February, my boyfriend woke up because of the call from his brother at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was very strange because during the whole night, at 12 o'clock I went to bed, and during the whole night I didn't check my phone, but I couldn't sleep, and only at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning I started sleep. I was so sleepy and I finally fell asleep, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning my brother of my boyfriend called and say it started. So my boyfriend, he's Syrian, and for the last 3 years he lived in Kyiv, and he said, Vlada, it started, and at 6 o'clock we started our back, and probably my boyfriend and I was the last people who was not expected the war, because everyone already got ready, everyone had these suitcases in case if something happened, but not us, and all our flat was so not prepared, and we woke up, we started running around the flat, and we grab all the clothes, we grab bags, we grab our documents, we grab money which we have in cash, we grab all those stuff, and we just packed. And then Alam said that my boyfriend Alam, he said, Vlada, just leave this stuff, we will take our bag, and we will come back after a few days to our flat. So at 7 or 8 we went to Alam's brother house, and he lives with his wife and with 3 kids and with his parents. So for next 7 days we stay with them. It was 14 of us in the big house, and it was in the middle to the road to the Kyiv, so it's a bit far away from the city center, maybe 20-25 minutes from the city center, and right near us was Irpin, Bucha, Hostomel, where was such terrible fights between Russian army and Ukrainian army, and we heard it, and all kids which 7 years old, 4 years old, and 1 year old, they stay in the basement with their mother, and with their babushka, with their grandmother, and it was very scary. And I have some videos. Sirens was like all the time, and we check our phones, and in Telegram we always check the news, like Kyiv, you need to go to the basement. It's some air forces started and some rockets started, so you need to go to the basement, but the basement was not that big, and it was like only for maximum 10 people. So my boyfriend and I and always stay not in the basement but in the house. And for the first 2 days it was fine, but after that it was really big bombs all the time, boom boom boom. And right near us was grad system, Ukrainian grad system, and they always like fight back, and we hear this all the time as well. And then we decided to run away from Kyiv. And that time we decided probably to run away from Kyiv, and then we could wait on the west of Ukraine, because in Ukraine on the west, like Lviv, Uzhgorod, all these cities was fine, everything was fine. And we decided, and we packed our bag. We come back with my boyfriend to our flat. We took everything, and then we come back to the house. And the 1st of March we started our journey to the west. It was really difficult to move from Kyiv to some part, because I understood that it is life's not gonna be the same, and I'm leaving Kyiv and I'm living my life there, and I don't know if I will come back or when I will come back. And this thought was really tough, but I was strong. I didn't cry all the time, because near us was kids, and we should be happy around them. We shouldn't show them that we're worried, that we're depressed, or that we are not in the mood, or we're sad. So kids made us like in the shape, we didn't cry. And then we started journey. So it was two small bus, where was kids with their father and mother and grandmother, and it was one car where was my boyfriend and I, his sister, and his brother and his girlfriend. So it was 5 of us in the car, and so 3 kids and grandmother and parents. So it was 6, 5, 11 of us, and we started our journey to the west. And we drove from Kyiv, from the villages, not the main road, because the main road was fighting all the time near Zhytomyr. So we went to Bila Tserkva. Right now I read the news. Right now I record videos 6th of March, and I read the Bila Tserkva where we went through. Right now it's like nothing there. Russian rockets just bomb everything. I don't know how many casualties there, I don't know. And we went through Bila Tserkva, and we drove 10 hours. It was a lot of block posts, they check our passports, and we drove to Khmelnytskyi, and then we stay for a night there, because they have a curfew from 10 o'clock in the evening till 6 or 7 in the morning. So we stay in the hostel. A lot of volunteers there. They ask all the time, if you find, do you need food? We ask for food. We stay in the hostel. It was not that great, but it is a place where we could sleep. And then in the morning we separated. So the family with children went to Romanian border, and my boyfriend and his family, his brother and sister, we went to Lviv, and we drove another 10 hours from Khmelnytskyi to Lviv. Usually it took like 3-4 hours, sometimes 2 hours and a half, but we drove 10 hours from Khmelnytskyi to Lviv because we wait around 4 or 3 hours on the block post. They checked guys, they check cars, they check everything. It's totally fine. And in the evening we stopped in Lviv, and we have friends there, so we stopped in the flat, and then we separated. So my boyfriend, brother and sister, they stayed in Lviv. Right now they're in Lviv, and then my boyfriend and we went to the border. And this is another story.